Hi, and welcome back to our weekly Fuel Arts online webinar series. My name is Denis Belkevich. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Fuel Arts, investment platform from New York and Miami, which merges together the two worlds, the world of creative tech and the world of venture capital. My co-host today is always Sonia Stubblebine, the head of projects at Fuel Arts. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Dennis. Very excited about this webinar. Let's start.
Yeah, thank you. And just to remind, this November we have started the series of webinars devoted to the Miami creative tech ecosystem, featuring creative tech communities, creative tech startups, investors based here in Miami, which is trying to be the home, the epicenter of creative tech market. Which is quite obvious and very prestigious goal. So our today's guest is quite an unexpected one because, when we speak about art and Miami and creative tech, only digital art first comes to our mind. But today we'd like to discover and to dive into the startup which combines physical and digital, which is based on the brick and mortar idea, how to um, how to represent art in modern like modern conditions in Web3, but it's a physical project from the very beginning. Someone might call it a vending machine for art. Someone might call it a jukebox for art. We're happy to introduce you Atoll.art and its founder Roman Levitsky. Hi, Roman.
Hi,
Hi
Roman.
guys. Hi guys. Thank
Yeah,
you.
before we move on, let me introduce you and give you a quick scope of your activities. So, Roman is a seasoned entrepreneur with successful exit in the US. Uh, Roman's experience includes nearly 10 years in the art market, which is crucial to for the founder of the creative tech startup. As a founder and owner of Contemporary Art Auction. So a year ago, Roman founded Atoll.art, the digital startup, uh, which can be described as a network of interactive micro galleries with physical artworks inside for placement in crowded indoor locations. And they're all united in an online marketplace. What have we missed, Roman, before we move forward?
You're completely right. So we can tell a bit more about this thing, I think. So what can I say? Yes, I'm trying to make to place art as close to people as it possible, and our slogan is like bringing art to people to bring people to art. So literally, this is what Atoll Art is doing here. So
Yeah, we have mentioned your extensive experience in the auction market. So, how did the idea for Atoll.art came about?
okay, it's a long story. Let's keep it short. So, my close acquaintance with the art market began in 2014. So, my main business is a big creative agency in Russia. It's about like 80 employees with core competence in strategic branding and digital development. And I started it in 2001, so it's pretty old company. And from some point, I started to use my agency as an incubator for my own crazy ideas. And one of them was actually contemporary art auction. So the story started when I was invited. So I collect the art pretty much from the beginning of my adult life, but the story started when I was invited to the small auction that was organized by local artists in my hometown, Krasnodar in Russia. And it was a very small event with a very small group, very sophisticated collectioners, and the artists do all this like bidding stuff, and it was in a small room. So I take a look on this mess, and I thought that I probably can do better, and I actually did. So after like those 9 years, I'm proud auctioneer who actually convert to like create like bunch of collectors. Some of them make their first purchases in my auctions. Now some of them have like 1,000 pieces in their collection and so on. So this process, how like common people became collectioners, this is the thing that actually drives me in this market, and what with this idea actually I come up with Atoll.art, and how it happens actually. So I have my collection. When I came to States, I have an idea to start here my own gallery. Actually, in Miami, great. Like everybody knows, it's Miami, the center of contemporary art scene in the world. So I bring part of my collection here and started to talk with people, talk with industry-related people, and pretty fast I find out that there is some pretty much big problem. Actually, the first thing that I can mention, it's like most of the art galleries are empty most of the time. So there is no people inside. And for example, here I live in Aventura, nearby Aventura Mall, one of the biggest malls in the United States, like on third place. And I spent like about like 3 hours inside talking with a guy, and like looking, hanging out around. And there was just two visitors except me, and one of them just like put his head inside and like ran away. So when I came home, I started to dig in data like about visitors of this mall, and like when I was in the mall inside, I saw those crowds with like this Louis Vuitton bags and so on and so on. So, and I find out that in this Aventura Mall, it's about 180,000 attendees per week, and like very few of them dare to step inside the art gallery. And I started to talk with people and find out that most of them said that like visiting the art gallery, it is a very intimidating process. So when you come in, like most of galleries have no names of artists. Like we can don't speak about prices at all. So no names, no prices. So if you want to know something about the artist, you should ask someone. And then when you ask how much does it cost, you can get an answer type of like, what is your budget? What is it that is insane? So I saw this great like obstacle between the art aficionados and like the information about the art, information about the artist. And here this idea struck me actually, that like let's put this art in a mall corridor in a fancy stand, and let put like in each front face touchscreen display where every person can easily gain all information he or she need to know about the art, about the artist, about prices and so on. So that is how I came up with this idea. And like pretty much a year ago, we come up with this idea with my friend and my partner Nicola Andreev from my agency. We start talking about like what to do here in the United States. We have different crazy ideas about like about special gallery from dictatorship countries, for example. And like
I would recommend you not to disclose the other crazy ideas of yours. Probably you'll use that
yeah,
with
yeah,
your
it's
partner in the nearest time. Yeah, thank you. That was a very nice reply to our first question. We really believe that later on you'll disclose some of the mock-ups, yeah, or the photos. We know that the atolls are nearly ready, and they are to be presented in Miami in the nearest time. But yeah, Sonia has a question, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dennis. So, Roman, as I understand, you're focusing on physical art, right? So, why actually have you decided to focus on physical and not on digital? What's behind this decision for you?
so when I start digging in data about the market, whole market, what I find out kind of kill me absolutely. So the first thing is that the art market is kind of stable, at least last decade. Even like even like COVID don't hit it hard, to be honest, and e-commerce doesn't disrupt the market as it kind of should did, because like what can be easily like to send like pictures on the screen, but the actually like they say that there is 16% of online sales, official data and different reports goes to online sales, but I don't believe in this at all, because people actually, it's more transactional percentage. So look, people pay online for things that they saw before in the flesh, and it's completely different story. Like, it's, from my point of view, it's very hard to fall in love with a bunch of pixels on the screen, and like seeing art piece in the flesh, it's a completely different story. It's completely different story, and this is the one problem that we have. Why that why online, pure online doesn't disrupt this market. Then the second story is about search. So, for example, if you need a coffee machine with internal TV, you can Google it, and you will get like reasonable lines of results. Like here, how much it cost, and so on. And what with art? So everybody know Basquiat, everybody know Warhol, everybody know Van Gogh, but very few people on the planet can afford to buy them. And then you can like end up like browsing like bunch of pictures on your screen with no any guarantee that you will get something that you expect. So, for example, when I did like auction stuff, so I have no time to travel to art studios, to every artist. So I make decision by pictures on my screen, and I made mistakes. So I saw some like beautiful picture, say, okay, I will take this art for the auction. Then I get the actual piece and I say, no way, and vice versa. So like I refuse to take some picture to the auction because like bad photo or whatever. And then I saw this beautiful piece in some exhibition, and I understand that I fucked up again. So this is the problem. So I believe that personal experience with physical art can be replaced by like pretty much long time with any virtual experience, before the resolution of this virtual experience can be comparable with the reality what we have with our organic eyes for now. So that's why I want to put this art like as closer to people as much as I can. uh,
Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you, Roman. I believe our editors just put a note that the video should be later on marked with 18 plus,
Please.
because you've used the explicit language. You can proceed as soon as we've already put 18
I'm
plus.
not good at English, so sorry, guys.
No worries. Meanwhile, we have
Oh, what's on? Hi, what's on?
yeah.
I
If I'm
love
not
that our
mistaken,
audience is very engaged today.
that's your partner mentioned. Yeah, thank you for making this is a great time. Thank you for watching. I believe that there is time to disclose some images of the atoll, uh, how you see it. I mean, what the Miami visitors and Miami inhabitants should be prepared for. So my next question would be like, what significant milestones has Atoll.art achieved this far? But you can accompany replying to to this question. You can accompany your reply with with the presentation.
Okay, so like at first, this is actually the most important slide of my presentation for investors. When everybody say like, why do you think that people will buy something out of those kiosk and so on? So I show them this slide. It is about brick and mortar gallery revenue structure. So because the main question like everybody have, why do you decide that people will make a purchase from this kind of thing? So, and my answer on this is about that for now every brick and mortar gallery try to place themselves on a traffic or nearby traffic, and like 30% of their revenue is like people who just passing by, seeing something beautiful, come in and say, okay, give me one of this and so on. So what I'm doing, just like increasing this spontaneous purchases chances with making art closer to those crowds. And if how I can change the slide. Okay,
Easily.
so yeah, so this is how those Atolls looks like. So we will have two sizes. The size, it's like 12 feet long, 10 feet high for big one, and 6.5 feet long for the small one. So in the big one, we can place up to 4-6 artworks from each side. So it's pretty much, if we will put, for example, in one big place, such as like big mall, 15 of those. And also it will be like full exhibition, like about 50, like 45 pieces, actually. And what we have here, it's in each end faces you can see touchscreen display where people can easily like browse information about the artist, about the art, about the prices. And I can show you one more thing. So like so now we have pretty much done with the online platform, so you can check it out at Atolls.art. It's not kind of fully finished. It is an MVP, but still sooner we'll have options to buy the open edition prints for people who can't afford the original pieces. We will add opportunity to buy giclée, like signed prints, with much more affordable price than the original, for example. And actually, we already implement this opportunity to make a bid. So it's the converse auction mechanics. Well-known thing. So you can offer your price started, for example, from 20% from the price of the original. And if owner of the artwork, it can be gallery, it can be artist, it can be collector, agree to give you such a big discount, deal is on your side. But there is no obligation to buy, so you can play with this with any obligation to actually make a purchase. So we will ask you if owner of the artwork ready to give you such a discount, we'll contact with you and you will make a final decision. We can like delete your bid, or you can proceed and purchase it with big discount. This kind of interactive mechanic from my point, so this is a hypothesis that it will involve much more people to the market, and like with this we can start creating the collectors actually.
I see that you're from what you're talking about. I see that your extensive experience as an auctioneer reflects on your business model and your approach towards go-to-market strategy. One small additional question to you. In the beginning of our webinar, I had seen the your deck before and had heard about Atoll, but so that's why I called it either art jukebox or art vending machine, to make it more provocative. From what we see now, someone might call it the cutest or the smallest art fair, or the cutest the cutest traveling art fair. So my additional question is, we know that the most of the art fairs are working, I mean, they work with galleries, but not artists directly. The same, the most auction houses are working with collectors, I mean, on the secondary market, not with artists or galleries or art dealers directly. What's your approach? So will Atoll work with galleries mostly or artists? So with primary market or the secondary one?
So we are beginning from the primary market, from artists. So there is no problems on the supply side at all. Actually, artists, as you know, sometimes need to pay to storage their artworks because they have no like empty space in their like in their studios. So the main condition that we have, like working with artists, that means we need to have the physical piece in our hands in our storage, because we can because we need to move it inside Atolls and so on. And the idea is to change exposition like in Atolls every week, to make it interesting for the venue. So like we can convert the venue to the like fine art museum with a bunch of atolls, for example. And we will work, and like for now we are working on this add-on to the online platform. We'll work with galleries, we will work with the collectors. So there is this kind of sky limit here. So it will be different type of different conditions, but still I think that this extension of the walls for the market will play the good thing in a global scale. So for now, what kind of problem do we have? So every gallery have very modest exhibition opportunities, the very restricted number of walls, and that's why all galleries want to, they kind of should sell their walls as expensive as they can. And here we create this endless wall for everybody, for artists, for galleries, for collectors to show, to sell what they have. And like, I think it's great for the whole market.
Thank you. Thank you, Roman. Also, I notice very important word for today's digital art market, which is curated. So you have curated art pieces. So that should mean that you have a curated approach. Sonia, your turn.
Yes, my turn. Thank you, Dennis. So, as I remember, you're planning to install Atolls in Miami. Could you tell us like the details about what's going to happen and what people can, expect anytime soon?
Actually, so we are working with a bunch of venues to start the pilot. We still we doesn't make our choice, and when we will make our choice, everybody will know for sure, because for now we have just two adults and they're arriving here in American Soul not in one day, so there is some complications. It's because it's a physical work, you know. And when we will decide where we'll put the first adults, I will let the world know next second.
Okay,
Great.
but can we expect that it will be during the Art Basel week?
We try and do our best here, because it's complicated from logistics point of view, because the adults are produced in China. I can't find a decent partner here in the United States. I like put a lot of effort in this direction, but I failed. But and so like this is a question to make it happen before or during the Art Basel week. I need to spend much more money for delivery by plane, so it's kind of this type of question about expenses.
Good. We have a question from your partner.
Yes, we have a question from Wasa. Roman, what are the requirements for an artist to get inside such a beautiful kiosk in an equally beautiful place in South Florida?
Actually, to be and like dedicated artist, like to be an artist. and like to create beautiful pieces. And we have like a group of curators who will make this decision, who is deserved to be inside our network, who not, because we can't like open doors for everybody, and like starting scaring people with some uh, very weird things. So please, we have this opportunity to upload your artworks, and our curators will contact with you. And if we will see something like in your creative things, in your works, we will contact with you and we'll make it happen.
So does it mean that Atoll.art is also the name of your website?
Yeah, sure. Atoll.art. And actually, there is another thing. So there was a question about like mistakes that we made during this journey, and here's like good time to answer this question, because like we wasn't like too harsh on MVP, and like for now, so we spend much more resources that we planned on MVP, but now we have like a much more functional online product in this stage to validate all our hypotheses. And it's mean that we have a platform for artists. So like artists need to apply to Atoll.art. He need to upload his artworks, information about his like biography, and so on and so on. So we create a platform where artists can, like with a push of a button, create his own white label website just with applying to Atoll.art. So it will be complete. It's named unhidden.com. It's completely different platform, but with time, I believe we will create a real big marketing tool for artists, and it's free for now.
Roman, let me ask you, thank you. First of all, let me ask you a question. You, for several times during our conversation, you already mentioned the like financial aspect, costs, costs and investment. Let me ask you about your investment or fundraising path. So what challenges did you experience on a fundraising front? What's your fundraising like status now, and when are you going to have the next round?
So the main problem is that everybody who names themselves like early stage investors still want to see the revenue. So they, okay, great idea, cool, show us the money. Show us the money and we'll give you some money too. But kind of it's not about like early stage from my point. So the pre-seed stage, where I am still kind of, I'm close to the seed stage because I have like MVP and I'm ready to start printing money even in this stage. But the pre-seed investments are available probably only for this hype AI things, where people can have some beautiful idea about how to teach AI to do something new, and they get like a pile of money to start it with, like have with no any accomplishments before. For my startup, there is a few people actually who interested in art. This is a problem, and actually I don't contact with those fonts who actually deal with art somehow, except you, Denis. And there was some thought behind it, and now I'm like much more calm about it because a lot of things are accomplished, and I don't like afraid that somebody can steal this pretty much simple idea, because after the year of those chewing glasses, it is kind of hard to do this. So the main complication, it's about like you very unlikely can raise any funds before you will generate some revenue.
Yeah, because you've chosen the digital startup. If it was 100% digital, you would just receive a uh,
Maybe,
a
maybe.
lot of investment because of the hype. But as soon as digital, please be ready to show your revenue. That may sound like a joke, but it's not. So yeah, we really wish you to show good results based on your customer discovery, health, and customer development, which you're currently processing, and yeah, and show the revenue stream to find your market fit, and to convince the investors who are, as far as we know, looking precisely at your at Atoll.art, and waiting until you show the traction needed for them to invest. Sonia, it seems to me that your question was about the predictions, right?
Yeah, my question is about the future. So I would like to actually ask you about what are your plans with the company? How do you plan to scale it, expand it? What are your current thoughts?
So actually, I'm dreaming about the universe where we can put like thousands of those atolls all around the globe and increase the visibility of art, of physical art, in the hundreds of thousand times, and democratize the market like very, very like widely, like to democratize actually the status of collector. So the problem of the market for now, as we understand, so like one of the funniest things about the market was that 68 billion market created by just 100,000 buyers. It's insane for the planet with a 8 billions, already 8 billions population. We have 100,000 people who actually like buy out all the art. And what I'm trying to achieve to like double, triple, quadruple this number in the nearest like few years, just with like showing the art to those people, make them meet the art in their real like common life, during shopping visits in the malls, during flights through airports, or traveling through transportation hubs, luxury auto lobbies, and so on and so on. In this way, non-scary way of presenting the art, with no middleman, with no obstacle between the person and the information about the artist, about the price, and so on, make the art much more transparent. And by those thousands of adults, I want to generate new data streams, because our adults have like sensors that count people passing by, count like eyeballs for each artwork presented inside the adult. So we can, with this data combined with sales data, we can come up with some like primary market art rating, like with pricing approach for the art. And like in the end, okay, like in the 5 years, maybe 3 years, if someone make a purchase of art through our system, he can come back like in a year and say, okay, I want another one, and we can change his artwork to another one with some coefficient. So we can increase liquidity of this asset. We can create from the primary art the liquid asset, financial asset. So now people trying, and like all those things, people splitting like Van Gogh's artworks to the shares and sell
No
it.
ownership. Yes.
Yeah, so we will do it with the primary market, I think so. Not about shares, but make it kind of more liquidity asset.
Beautiful. I just want to say that you have a very big mission. Just want to highlight that. That's basically what you just said, is that you want to open this art and make it accessible to like a whole different audience. And like, it's like way wider that we can probably even imagine today. So that's a very big mission for the future.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
I,
Sonia.
I agree with Sonia. I only have one small observation, and I'll be happy if Roman commented on that. When you say that you're going to democratize the art market, in particular by means of Atoll, and atolls placed in different spaces. And you've been enumerating those spaces like airport hubs, shopping malls, luxury hotels. Forgive me, I haven't heard here bus stops, crowded streets, like public parks. Don't you think that when you say that you want to democratize, but you still are like
It's
starting
indoor. It's like
with the luxury hubs? Is there some contradiction in that or not? Just please clarify.
I don't think it's about contradiction, and we will go out of the like outdoor for sure. We will do it because, for example, it's this is the question of like resources and the price of each unit and so on and so on. We'll go outside. We will put in some parks and so on and so on. But like with time, so it will be like not thousands of adults, it will be 10 of thousands and so on and so on. And this like endless democratization, the democratization of art have no the end of this process from my point. So we'll go further and further and further towards to the place where actually everybody will be an artist. So we're living in those times where AI trying to steal all jobs from the people. And what people should do, actually, they will do the art from my point of view. And so this art need to be seen, need to be exhibited, and we kind of create the tool for this.
Mm-hmm.
And here you're absolutely right, Denis. We can't be stopped by like those obstacles like special unit for outdoor parks and so on and so on.
Yeah, I also agree with you that the process of democratization, whatever we take, is it art or education or, discovering space, it shouldn't be revolutionary. It should be evolutionary. So it should be quite natural. It can be just injected like a flu injection,
Yeah,
once
it's about
forever.
like
So
more
it should come naturally. Otherwise, the customers will not accept it, especially such sophisticated customers as art collectors. We have.
I want like to talk. So we don't target it on those people who are like those sophisticated art collectors. Vice versa, we want more people to take a look to see the art. And like the main obstacle between the person and the art is the one question: can I afford it or not? And that's all. And we just should deliver this answer like in a very unintimidating, like very utilitarian way, which we are trying to do with Atolls actually.
Great. Thank you, Roman. We have 3 questions left, but we're running out of time. So just 1.5 minutes per question. So the first one is like, what are your predictions on the art market landscape, let's say 5 years from now?
All my predictions based on my success. So yeah, I'm looking to democratize the market. I want it to grow significantly, like next like several years, and like in the global scale. This is an inevitable thing from my point of view, because the number of artists will grow, and the growing number of artists require growing number of art aficionados, and so on.
Yeah, a very cool reply. I mean, from the founder who really believes in his idea.
Absolutely. So the next question is going to be is about your inspiration and your source of inspiration. Who from entrepreneurs actually inspire you? Who motivates you?
Except Denis and Sonia.
Denis and Sonia. So okay, it's a very hard question then. Okay, so I have a story, like personal one with Elon Musk. So I kind of looking pretty much very actively on his experience. And actually, Steve Jobs is a good guy, like from this point of view. Like he's very complicated, but still, what he achieved for his like short life, uh, it is a great thing. And like one of things that I hardly believe, that you don't need to know how the horse work inside if you want to build inner combustion engine. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to build this inner combustion engine in the world where everybody use horses to move around.
Great. So we're close. We're close to the last question. So if you could offer 3 pieces of advice to the entrepreneurs looking to establish a Web3 looking to establish a digital startup in Miami, because we shouldn't forget about the main topic which unites all of us this November, Miami-based startups. So what would they be?
But I can't like make it so precise to those types of startups that you mentioned, but in general, I have like one thought that I'm actually experience myself right now. Like if you, it's a Churchill words. If you are going through hell, keep going. This kind of thing. I think this idea will resonate with the most of the entrepreneurs, whatever on what stage they are.
Good, but as soon as you reach heaven, so come to Fuel Arts and we'll explain you what to do next.
Okay, sure. Here I am. Let's talk.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't addressing to you, but to the others who might.
Yeah, actually, like
follow.
help. I can add actually that like help from experienced entrepreneurs who organized like incubators, accelerators, and so on, mentors. This is the one way to get some help in this hell, actually. So like guys, don't hesitate and ask for help, people who actually can deliver it to you.
Thank you.
We have a question. Yeah, we have another question from Wasa. And let me ask you one more question. It is a well-known fact that a visit to a gallery often ends with a glass of wine. Yeah, we all know that. Inside the gallery, which helps the love of art and sales of the art's work. I assume there is a follow-up question. So, how will you solve this problem with Atoll?
So
What is the problem? The absence of a glass of wine at
yeah,
Atoll?
I understand the
Yeah,
question actually.
something
So
the
this
same.
kind of, so like we're so talking about like this kind of environment where you relaxed with some small talk with a gallerist, with a dealer, and so on, and you feeling like special and so on. So this works mostly only when we're talking about some event inside the gallery. So like opening of the exhibition or closing event of the exhibition. In the like in a common time when you just like in the middle of the week running by some gallery, there is no glass of wine. Yeah, you can be offered by this glass of wine if you decide it, if you are ready, but there is pretty small number of those like self-assured people who can like easily go inside, who don't like bothering any prices that they can hear from the dealer and so on, and like take this kind of treatment from the galleries. I think that the most of people want to see something that they love, and they want to understand if they afford it or not with no games. And then if they can afford it, then they can pay and get this art with them or make it delivered and so on. And that's a deal. This is a business. And I want people to treat art purchase like this. I see thing, I understand how much does it cost, I love it, I want to buy it. Or okay, it's too much for me, I will buy a copy or the print, and so on and so on, to like simplify this kind of mindset of elitism and inaccessibility that we have right now on the market.
Okay, great. And we have the question from South Korea.
Oh.
Right. I'm studying the arts and arts enterprise ecosystem at the Arts Management Support Center in South Korea. And I was wondering if I could email you with any questions.
Sure, Roman at Atoll.art. You are always welcome. We'll be very glad to talk with the
Yeah.
great
Thank you
creative.
so much. Thank you. So here we have the email.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Roman, for being with us. We wish you, first of all, great shipment experience for the physical atolls to be delivered in time. Whenever you put that like landmark milestone in your timeline, where is the right time for them to be delivered to Miami? The physical atolls, will be happy to see them here. We'll be happy to hear about your progress, about your sales, and about the art world, which starts to be democratized with the help of your startup in particular. Thanks for what you are doing. Thanks for your, thanks for being brave in the era of Web3 to stay with physical art.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roman, for being with us today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, guys, for having me. And this is my first public interview and first step out of stealth mode. So thank you very much. Very appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you in a week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.